Mr. Prime Minister, please.
Thank you, Minister Sirudatu, who's also the facilitator for this panel. I thank you all, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Last night I returned from the Middle East. I was in Lebanon initially, and then I moved across to Syria and then to the Golan Heights in Israel. And I also met up with the two prime ministers, Prime Minister Hariri of Lebanon, and the last couple of days, Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel. And as I left last night, I was wondering, we all know, we all understand the issues arising out of the Middle East. And I was wondering whether the Middle East, the people of Israel and Lebanon know of the issues that we have in the Pacific. We've said that we are in the same canoe. There's just the one canoe that carries us all. And whether you like it or not, you are in that canoe. And you have, of course, have to participate and help sail that canoe into a safe harbor. Safe for our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. We need vision, leadership, political vision that would help take us and this canoe into the safe harbor. We also said that, I also said that if you think you're safe in your environment, if you are not vulnerable, you will be vulnerable if we don't follow what the scientists have told us. And I commend the scientists for the report, the IPCC report, and the whole purpose of the Talanoa dialogue is to go from where are we, where do you want to go, and what do we need to do to get there. Well, where are we today? We are in Poland, in Katowice, as you've heard. First snow in Katowice. And the other side of the world, in the Pacific, it's nice and warm. I don't think that, I think the children of the Pacific would love to come and play in the snow, but they would want to go back to the warmth. That's climate change. We need funds. We need the billions of dollars to provide adaptation, to provide for adaptation. That's what we need. And we need to commit ourselves to have a look at our NDCs and more ambition so that we can reduce emission as we promised ourselves, so we can reduce emission by 2050 to zero by 2050. I said that I don't know whether the Israelis and the Lebanese know of what's happening in the Pacific, but let me tell you a little about what's been happening in the Pacific. Let me tell you something about the strongest cyclone that hit Fiji and missed Tonga, but hit Fiji. But we still feel the brunt of hurricanes and cyclones in the Pacific every year, just about every 6 months. Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, Vanuatu, Tuvalu, Kiribati, and we get hit by these cyclones, and we worry every day about our children's welfare and our grandchildren. We got hit by the strongest cyclone, Winston, a couple of years ago, Category 5 cyclone. I was told by one of the villages that I went to, he said, I heard you in the radio when you said that it's going to be a cyclone and a strong cyclone, And we thought it was going to be just another cyclone that we've experienced over the many years. Maybe just take a couple of iron roof and shutters. But we didn't know how strong this cyclone was. It was devastating. I've been to villages and settlements and communities when a cyclone has just been hit to go and talk to the people. It's just as we're doing now in the Talanoa dialogue, and to find out their needs. And of course, we have different, we go to the villages down the coast, right up to the villages and communities in the highlands. And they have different needs, especially after the cyclone. But I've been to a lot of cyclones, after cyclone period, but I've never seen devastation caused by Winston. So much. Not only our infrastructure, it took out our agriculture area. No more food stuff. So now our villages and communities are worried about the next cyclone. Is it going to be as strong as Category 5 Winston that hit them, that hit us about a couple of years ago, or is it going to be stronger? So now the villagers demand seawalls, just about all the communities. And I have no doubt that all the communities in our Pacific Island nations demand seawalls and hurricane shelters. Because they tell us what's going to happen if another cyclone like this comes. We need hurricane shelters. We need seawalls. And even though I tell them, okay, we will build seawalls, we don't have the funds right now, we will look for funds to build seawall, because just about every other villages have seawall. In fact, we've just commissioned the seawall lately in the minister's village. But all the villages in the communities, especially those, not only in the coastal ones, even the ones in the rivers, they want seawalls. So that demands fund. A lot of them cannot associate climate change and the problems it brings in the destruction of our facilities, destructions of our infrastructure, our agriculture. That Winston killed 44 of our people, one of the biggest numbers of death in any cyclone. It took out 1/3 of our GDP. Took out schools, hundreds of schools, and of course homes, and our agriculture area. Now we are building back, what we term building back better. So we need to put in additional funds to build schools. I was taken back by the first kindergarten I went and opened. I went and saw commission after the hurricane, where we used to build kindergartens at $10,000 each. This is a particular, this kindergarten that we're now opening around the country cost $50,000 because we had to build back better. Just as the homes and the schools, we need to do that in the schools. We found out that 99% of the schools didn't have any building plans. So we need to do that. We need to build schools better.
There is some